Now on Denver 7 News, King Charles III officially ascends to the throne as the newest monarch of the United Kingdom. His pledge to the British people and tribute to his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, plus the funeral plans for Her Highness in just over a week. And back across the pond, closer to home, Colorado is ramping up a campaign to get more residents COVID booster shots. The details of the state's vaccination push and why doctors are asking you to consider getting a dose. Your Denver Broncos will face off against quarterback Russell Wilson's former team this Monday night in Seattle. His perspective on playing the Seahawks for the first game of the season. Well, good morning to you and welcome to Denver 7 News. I'm Micah Smith.
And I'm Katie LaSalle. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Saturday morning. Let's start with some of the top stories we're following for you happening across the Denver Metro this weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow marks the 21st anniversary of 9/11. There will be 4 memorial stair climbs in Colorado: Red Rocks, downtown Denver, Estes Park, and Blackhawk at the Ameristar Casino to honor all those who lost their lives on that tragic day.
Well, today is a special fun and free day for kids at the first Art Rhino Festival. There will be tie-dye, yoga, face painting, and a lot of cool local vendors. You can get the full schedule on their website, artrhino.org, and the Art Rhino Festival will run through tomorrow.
And Katie, today is Bow Wow Beach Day at Water World. It's $10 for you to take your dog and free for humans, although you won't get to play in the water, that is. Tickets for Water World are only available online. Doggy Paddle Day at the Brighton Oasis is today. It runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's $7 per dog. Dog Days at the Bay in Broomfield is also today, but it's sold out.
It is very cool and chilly to start this Saturday morning here across the metro area, giving you a live look outside with some damp roadways here over the Denver area. We saw some light to moderate rainfall roll through early this morning and continuing in some spots. Westminster right now will stay only in the 50s for highs today, but it is a tale of two sides of the state this Saturday. A live look out at Glenwood Springs where the sun is shining. We'll see some pretty crystal clear conditions, a little bit hazy into the mountains with more of that wildfire smoke moving in from the west. But here over the Denver area, air quality in good shape, low to mid and upper 40s right now to start your Saturday morning. And there's that continued rainfall, light rain showers mainly out to the airport, down to Centennial and Castle Rock. Over the northeastern plains, we do have a few isolated thunderstorms rolling through, which will taper off here shortly. Temperatures outside to start this morning are only in the 40s from Denver out to the east and also into the mountains. So pretty similar temperatures right now, but it will be warmer west of the Continental Divide, 70s to low 80s out west with 50s across the plains. The warmth will return tomorrow. It'll feel less fall-like. I'll take you through the full forecast still to come.
We asked for a cool down and we got it, Katie. Today, King Charles III has officially been announced as the new monarch of Britain. King Charles vowed in his first speech yesterday to carry on Queen Elizabeth II's lifelong service in his own way as Britain enters an uncertain new age under a new sovereign. ABC's Inez de la Huerta has more.
This morning, Britain's new king making a new declaration about the Queen's death.
I know how deeply you, the entire nation, and I think I may say the whole world, sympathize with me in the irreparable loss we've all suffered.
This just moments after the Accession Council, which includes the Archbishop of Canterbury, the Prime Minister, Queen Camilla, and Prince William, signed the official proclamation. As Britain bids goodbye to its longest-serving monarch, and as the tributes continue to grow, a grieving nation is also ushering in a new era. In his first address to the nation as king, Charles III paying tribute to his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, thanking her for her 70 years of service and for her devotion to her family.
To my darling Mama, as you begin your last great journey to join my dear late Papa, I want simply to say this: thank you.
Charles was with his mother in her final hours in Scotland, Britain's longest-serving heir, arriving on Friday to cheers and applause outside of Buckingham Palace.
Majesty.
A new monarch meeting the new Prime Minister, the two seen together in this rare video for the first time since the Queen's death.
It's the moment I've been dreading, as I know a lot of people have, but try and keep everything going.
The king also naming Prince William and Duchess Kate the new Prince and Princess of Wales, a title which hasn't been used since Princess Diana. And after years of tension with his youngest son, these warm words from the new head of state.
I want also to express my love for Harry and Meghan as they continue to build their lives overseas.
From Buckingham Palace to Balmoral and all around the world, millions mourning the Queen while looking ahead to the future. And on this proclamation day, the King also being proclaimed from the balcony at St. James Palace. As for the Queen's funeral, that will take place in 9 days at Westminster Abbey, the first time that's happened since 1760. Inez de la Quatera, ABC News, London.
Colorado state leaders are organizing a renewed push right now to get more people across the state vaccinated against COVID-19 as the Omicron variant spreads and pandemic fatigue sets in.
Our Denver 7's Christian Lopez is live in Commerce City, where the mass vaccination clinic will be, to answer any questions you may have about the shot. Christian.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And health officials are encouraging you to get protected in time for fall and winter. So this new booster shot will be available at several vaccine locations across the area, including here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. This site will open up on Thursday. And as these doses become available, you might be asking yourself if you need another vaccine or what the difference is. As the virus evolves, so is the vaccine's formula. And this dose is meant to protect people against COVID-19 variants that are circulating right now. Anyone over the age of 12 who has been fully vaccinated against COVID can get this Omicron dose, including people who have gotten any number of booster shots. And we did talk to 2 different infectious disease doctors from Colorado. They told us that these updated booster shots use the original vaccine formula with added proteins to protect you against the Omicron variants.
Not like starting fresh with a new vaccine. Bivalent vaccines have already been tested, and we have clinical safety data for previous strains of COVID.
By a collective effort, we'll make sure that we don't have to do every 6 months on this. And that's where we'll move into. So if your big concern is I'm tired of getting shots, well, maybe do one more, and let's see if the path to getting less shots, ironically, for the time being, is to get one more.
And if you haven't been vaccinated at all yet, don't start with this booster shot. You have to get the 2 regular doses first. Again, several vaccine sites will be opening up or have opened up recently, including the one here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. That will open on Thursday. We are live in Commerce City this morning. I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
A group of 150 people are at risk of facing homelessness in Denver. They have stayed at the Quality Inn Motel as a shelter for a year, but the hotel on Zuni and 27th is closing next week.
So residents sent a letter to the Colorado Coalition of the Homeless asking them to extend their stay until at least the end of the year because not everyone has their next move planned out. Denver 7's Bayan Wang explains their fight.
We haven't had this type of stability or consistency in our life in years.
It's the type of stability that's taken Michelle Colvard years to provide for her 3 children.
They are my strength. They're my strength. They keep me strong.
The kind of strength she needs each day.
We have been chronically homeless.
And needed in years past.
I was escaping a domestic violence situation, so I drove here from Nevada to get away from that, and these people helped me.
A private room at the Quality Inn off Zuni and 27th became their new home. A motel turned into a shelter during the pandemic by the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless.
But we've been here consistently since September of last year.
Toward the end of August, more than 150 others in similar situations also lived there. On August 17th, they were all notified the shelter is closing in a month. So far, only 41% of them have plans to transition to other housing or shelters.
I'm wondering how I'm going to get my kids back and forth to school from wherever it is that we move, because he's already got to catch 3 buses from here to get to school.
Colvard's concerns are echoed by others like Mike Flores, struggling to plan next steps.
Because me and my wife are legally married, and they're trying to break us up. There's no places for couples.
While there are other places that serve couples, Denver's Department of Housing Stability says couples leaving the Quality Inn may have to stay at separate facilities if capacity is full.
Our TV, our clothes, we might have to throw in the trash. And she's crying that there's nowhere to go. She's stressing that we're going to be in the streets.
The Quality Inn was never supposed to be a permanent stay for Denver's vulnerable population. FEMA money assisted the operation. Funds the city is expecting to dwindle.
This was like so short notice. It's like everybody's just like kind of like in limbo, and we're just like wondering like where we're going to go or what we're going to do.
Bayan Wang, Denver 7.
And FEMA funds are supporting 2 other motel shelters in Denver. The city says those facilities are serving about 140 people, and one of them will be closing on December 31st.
As the Broncos count down to game time Monday night, we now know who will be leading the team out of the tunnel.
Exciting times, and we know the players selected their 5 captains this week. 2 on offense, Russell Wilson and Cortland Sutton. 2 on defense, Justin Simmons and Bradley Chubb. Then 1 from special teams, our kicker, Brandon McManus, who is the last remaining player from the Broncos Super Bowl 50 roster.
I hope he brings us some luck. As Russell Wilson prepares to go back to the place he called home for the last 10 years and where he won a Super Bowl over Peyton Manning and the Broncos, there are high expectations for what he can do for the Broncos.
So they've already signed him to a huge contract extension, and despite the emotional return for him to Seattle, head coach Nathaniel Hackett says he isn't worried about his quarterback.
This is obviously a big game because it's the first game. It's a big game because it's Monday night. It's a big game because he's going to be there. Those are just the facts. But I think that, I think he always says that pressure is a privilege, and I think that that's something great that he lives off of. And I agree with that. And we're just excited to go play a football game. All these guys have been chomping at the bit, and that's what you want. And so I'm excited to see him out there.
And we are excited to watch. You can watch the Broncos Seahawks right here on Denver 7. The pregame coverage starts at 5. Kickoff is at 6:15. Then stick around for our postgame show Monday.
Before game time, though, it's time to start gathering your old electronics and getting them ready for the Denver 7 Electronics Recycling Drive. This is the second year we've done this drive in partnership with Techno Rescue. Last year, 2,000 cars came through the line and dropped off more than 167,000 pounds of electronics. We're out at Dick's Sporting Goods Park this morning for this year's collection. There is a cost. It's $5 a carload for all you can bring, but there are additional charges for larger monitors, TVs, and printers. You can get all the details on our website, denver7.com.
Well, one of country music's biggest stars is clapping back against a prominent Fox News host. The feud between Maren Morris and Tucker Carlson.
Wet and windy on the West Coast this morning. How Tropical Storm K could be record-setting for California before it moves on later tonight.